Hello and welcome to the Pet Stop. I'm Dr. Brian Voynick from the American Animal Hospital in Randolph. Well, ahead on this week's show, how to introduce your new adopted best friend to their new surroundings. Plus a humorous look at how cats should be spending their time. And of course, we'll have our Pet of the Week as well as our weekly adoption segment. You know, rescuing a dog from a shelter is a great joy, but once you get your best friend home, the work really begins. And getting him or her used to their new environment can take time and patience, and it could also be quite stressful for them and you. Here with some of the best advice on how to do this is Betsy Palazzo. She's from the Purr'n Pooch Pet Resort in Tinton Falls, and she has her adopted dog, Jax, with her. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Doctor.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
He looks pretty relaxed, doesn't he?
I think he's enjoying it, absolutely.
Now tell us the story on Jax. J-A-X, you spell his name, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Now you took him as a foster, just temporarily, quote unquote, and he took your heart away.
He did. I went up to Hoboken to rescue him. It was a sob story, and and I was just going to foster him, teach him some household manners, and milk him back to, nurse him back to health, and adopt him out, but he is now officially mine.
Oh, and he's sweet. But he came with some issues, didn't he?
He did. He came with a lot of issues, especially not knowing his history and what he was exposed to, and he had mange and nutritional deficiencies. So there was a lot of patience and a lot of learning with him.
A lot of homework with this guy. Yeah, but he's working well. And do you know much of his background at all?
I just know that he was taken from the backyard breeders. He was in a crate for about 18, 19 hours a day, and severely underweight.
That's like worse than prison, you know?
Yes, yeah.
That's torture for a big guy like this in a small confined crate. And what were some of the issues he had to deal with early on?
Early on, I noticed that he actually was very head shy.
Okay.
Nutrition, he was definitely deficient. And he had some medical issues with mange that needed to be addressed.
Right.
He was shy about certain things, spray bottles, and these were all things that just, they would just evolve.
Strange that you wouldn't think of, which is one of your talking points, that you're going to bring up 7 important points that people should pay attention to, even if they already have a dog in their home. It's to look sometimes from their perspective, their point of view.
Absolutely.
As Temple Grandin has done in the cattle industry for us, right? Big moose.
You kind of look like a cow.
So let's go to create the right environment was your first tip. Tell us, expound on that a little bit.
Well, if you're bringing a dog into your home, whether you have multiple animals or family members, you want to create the right environment, and in doing so, like having a place for your new member of the family, whether that be a bed or bringing them in on leash and showing them around the house before you actually just let them take the reins and make them feel comfortable.
Right, which brings us to have your supplies all ready to go.
That's
for
right.
you. The bowls, the beds, the toys.
Beds, the toys, the food. There's multiple equipment out on the market these days, so finding which one works best is, or which one you want to work with, is always beneficial to have on hand. This guy pulls a lot, so you can see I have a leash that allows a little bit of
and consult your veterinarian too about the supplies, because some of them, all veterinarians throughout New Jersey, I'm sure, have taken some strange stuff, what we call foreign bodies, out of their intestines and their stomachs that can sometimes be fatal if we don't remove them surgically. So in the first place, preventative medicine is the best thing. So some things are not appropriate for the certain sized dogs. They can swallow them and choke potentially.
It's true.
So we're going to set boundaries as your next suggestion.
Boundaries are huge. It's a lot easier to introduce the right way than to try to create, break a bad habit.
It's just like with children, isn't it?
That is exactly it. So create those boundaries, make sure the family's on board with you, so everyone is doing the same thing, and consistency is key.
Right. Okay, and that is your next point, being consistent.
Being consistent, whether
with
that's
all family members.
Yes. Whether that be as simple as not feeding the dog table scraps, if that's going to be one of your rules, or not allowing them on furniture. Just make sure everyone, again, is on board so the animal doesn't get confused. Right.
They say, might say, well, Molly is nicer, Tim. Well, guess what? Molly gives him all the chicken fat off of her plate, and that can cause pancreatitis and other issues too. So everybody has to be on the same pattern, the same wavelength.
Exactly.
Good. Okay. And introducing other pets on neutral territory. That's very important. Neutral territory is the key here.
Neutral territory. It could create, a very bad environment of dominance and agitation if you have an environment where there's one animal that is already, claimed territory for it. So if you bring them into an open yard or
Purr'n Pooch, your pet resort.
Purr'n Pooch is a great place for it.
You do a lot of daycare, don't you?
We do, and
it's
a wonderful place.
Places do now, and it's really a great way. Because why should they be, tame and and mellow when you come home after 8 or 10 hours of work, when they've been in the house alone, bored to death. If they come and interact with other dogs in a neutral place, it really wears the heck out of them.
It does.
And it's so healthy, for them as well.
Tired dog is a good dog.
That's right. Exercise is the best Prozac, right?
That's right.
Also, we would have to be patient, right?
Patience is key.
Okay.
And to see it from their point of view. I mean, they can't speak our language, but they'll watch us and they'll love us and they want to do the right things. So we just have to be patient and try to learn exactly what their behavior is trying to tell us.
Right. And see things from their point of view, as you mentioned. For example, it's actually helpful to get down, close to the carpet and see what they're looking at. And hey, what's really evident to me at this level are those electrical cords over there,
Exactly.
And then you've got problems.
That's right.
So,
that's right. He thinks it's a toy.
That's right. Things are totally different from their point of view. And that's how Temple Grandin kind of revolutionized the meatpacking industry in the world, being that she was autistic and she really had that sense, Yes. And so we could do that as well for our pets, right, big boy? You got a lot of loose skin around your jowls. He's so handsome. He reminds me of the Little Rascals dog, Petey. Just needs a little bit more mascara over there.
What do you think, Jax?
So this is his debut on camera, huh?
You feeling special?
Yeah. So you do a lot of work with your own foundation, Purr'n Pooch Foundation. Tell us about that.
Yes,
You're doing some good things.
The Purr'n Pooch Foundation for Animals is dedicated to providing financial support to other 501c3 nonprofits. We're actually be giving out our first grants very shortly in the next couple of weeks, and then August 6th of this summer, we're going to be having our Black Tails Gala, which will again raise funds for organizations such as the one that I got Jax from. There's also many other ones, Wag On In, Project Animal, Monmouth County SPCA. All of these organizations are really striving to get homes for these guys and make sure it's the right home, and having enough money and supplies to do that is what our goal is, to raise those funds for them.
It gets expensive.
It gets very expensive.
Yeah. Especially for a while there, you had 400 cats at Monmouth County SPCA.
Yes.
Think of the food alone, not to mention the volunteers you need to help.
Exactly.
Well, Betsy, thanks so much for those tips.
Thanks, Doc.
And somebody out there adopt dogs and rescue these dogs, because they can turn out to be pretty good companions, can't they?
Wonderful.
Right, Jax? Good job. Still to come, folks, some career ideas for that lazy cat of yours, plus adoptions and our pet of the week, too. So stick around. The Pet Stop will be right back.
All right.